Inspire.
Wow, nkwaniriza ku Spark TV. Program ya Inspire nze shira nakayimbo muweerezaawo okubeera nga njigutuusaako naye nga sinna genda maaso na program. Njagala okutegeeza nti abanyambaza beba Clarity Boutique wali e Kamocha osobola basanga ne mu town naye Joan mukubire ku 0772 33 0591 ate nga nkozeeko makeup olwaleero ye Kampala Glamist Faith 0709 52 2021 ate nga batukiriza okwera mu kifo kyabwe beba Mosa Restaurant wano ku Freedom City naye nga manya nze shira nakayimba program ya Inspire, program ya abawala abato abalina bye bakola, abalina bye bayiseemu. They are here to share their stories such that naye wobeera ng'oli eyo obako kyobayigirako obere nekyoyiga naawe otandikewo ekintu ekyenjawulo mu bulamu bwo. Tubeera live ku Facebook eya Spark TV but woba osubiddwa osobola okugenda ku YouTube yaffe ya Inspire n'obeera nga okola ki ng'olaba byonna by'osubiddwa. Subscribers mbalaba mweyongera, keep subscribing. Kambaletera omugenyi w'olwaleero.
Inspire.
Weewaawo nga bwe mbategeezezza I have another one. So, Revival, I like your name first of all. I've never had anyone with it. People have unique names. You have a unique one. So who is Revival?
I am, first of all, I like starting by saying I love the Lord. I love executing.
Revival is the name of my church.
Nice.
Yes.
That's really cool. So, I'm a business lady. I love entrepreneurship. I love bringing things to life. So I do a lot of creating beautiful spaces, being in places which look really nice because it stirs something in my mind. And for the longest time, I think I've channeled to events management, event styling, weddings and things like that. Yes.
So how old are you?
I'm 27.
You're 27.
I turned 27 years.
And you own a company?
Yes, I own a company. It's called Uvra Events Limited. And it's been in existence since 2016. So we made 6 years.
Wow.
And in those 6 years, we've really done a lot because we have launched a wedding magazine. We have 2 issues out. We're working on the 3rd issue. And then we have the bridal expo that we had also. And we are working on the 2nd issue. So
you're the one who organizes the Bridal Expo?
Yes, so it's called the Bridal Expo UG.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start?
I started in 2016. I was still in campus. So we registered the company in March 2016.
You were still at campus. Which year? What were you studying?
I did computer science. So I was in 3rd year. I was in my 3rd year. And that's when I had always loved doing things but on a low. So I decided to just make it official, register, and that was in 2016 March. Yes.
So you came up with the idea?
Yes, I did. And now, like I told you, of course, there is that inborn entrepreneurship thing in me.
By the way, you have to first believe that I'm different.
Yeah. So when I always saw people, they were, like a normal child, everyone is just there, daddy's money, mommy's money, we used to have steers and whatever. But deep down in me, I would feel like, I think I need to do something. I need to earn, I need to do something. So even at campus, I was doing different things, went for my dad's deals and whatever, small on the low. But now I decided to officially launch out and start the events management company.
So you woke up one day, you decided I want to do events, went ahead, opened up a company, or it was an idea you got for some time, you thought about it, nogamba ntandikirewa, nojango chizimba, oba wazuko mlundi gumnogena no registering a company?
Kati, ku beginning, I had a friend. We are no longer friends, unfortunately, life. But he gave me the idea. So we were just there and actually just, having a chit chat. And he told me, there's this ushering thing, because we started as an ushering company. So he's like, there's this ushering thing, you can usher on weddings. And by that time, ushering was not like now, because now it's crowded, it's, everything. So he's like, you can actually do this, and it gives you money. I'm like, yes, I'm doing that. The moment he said it, yes, I can do that. I think it's not so much stress. I don't need so much capital. Of course, nice innocent is there. I was going 30 million is here. Yeah, I can mobilize my friends because I had a number of cute girls around. We are campus, so I got them. I'm like, guys, sign up with me. When we have a gig, you come on board. I give you this percentage. Of course, I didn't disclose what I would give them, but depending on what the client pays us, tukuwako accordingly. 30, So we started as ushering. Now, the more we were at weddings, there were other loopholes. Okay, ushering is one thing, but we could do maybe decor. We could do more in the wedding thing. And
that's very important. So don't get comfortable. Yeah. Start looking around.
Yeah. And for me, I think that's really me. Because even after doing the decor, wedding planning, because I do wedding planning as well, we do wedding planning. You see, now we have a wedding magazine, which we launched last year, 19th December. And it's doing really well. So I can't settle for less. Yeah, so when we continued ushering, I saw we could do more. So we started doing decor. Even decor clients sometimes struggle.
By then your ushering company, let me call it a company, yeah, they registered as individuals.
So when I registered.
Yeah. When she told you, you went ahead and registered.
Wow. Yeah, because I've always loved formal things. Because their businesses is
I wish more young girls can have that confidence. If I not ideas, we have fear. But I like the fact that you are confident. But let me register even before I start.
Thank you. And that's how I am. Are we doing it now or not? And I think aspect yambanyo about okay for me it's nyambenyo because the more time you take when you're thinking, you're dilly-dallying, someone else is doing it. And by the time you wake up,
idea for us we won't believe you.
Of course, yes. Kati, when no, let me register it. I remember there's a friend of ours, he's our company lawyer up to now. Nemgamba, we are doing this. Can you come on board as our lawyer and company secretary? Nagamba, yes. So, Netum signing her up immediately, and that's another thing, Chendoza, which is really good. Bangafe, of course, on business, especially when you're dealing sometimes with corporate companies and different people, we're talking lawyer because their clients are too bad. They're like up to now.
Yeah.
There's even a client we have now who doesn't want to pay us, yet their function was done. Sometimes clients after the function they feel like this thing is done, never have no excuses. One
businesses. She's just 27. You need a lawyer.
Yes, you do, especially for a company. So I was still telling you the journey. So after ushering, we started doing decor. We progressed to events planning in total. We handled corporate events.
You registered a company as an individual or even your friends?
I registered it as me and another director. So the other director is my mother. Yeah, so I incorporated her because at that time I looked for a person who had the same mind as me. There was none. I looked at people who I would call friends or acquaintances. There was none I could trust. And my lawyer, like I said, advised me, it's like, you know what, are you close with your mother? I'm like, yeah, sure. So now put your mother, because someone's mother is one person attains a carer and they turn against them, unless there's really a major problem. So I put her in the registering her. So we are the 2 signatories up to now. Yes.
So as you continued after registration, that's when you started. How did you get your first gig, by the way?
Now, that's another thing. After registration, we took a year with no gig. Yes. And I had put in like, I think 500 or 600,000. You know, campus money, really. So we were there, and you know, every client would approach and we're like, we do this. They're like, have you done it before? We're like, no.
No.
They're like, so you want to try on me? and I think that's really common here.
Yeah, by the way,
everyone
it's common.
wants, what have you done? Let's see. So before you have what you've done, everyone is like, no.
That's why you need to start.
You need to start. So I really thank God for our first client. She's my sister's husband, a mother to my sister's husband. So she's like a relative in a way. So on one of her son's weddings, she's like, no, let's give this girl business. And I bless God for her. So that was our first business, and then we continued. Now,
so your first business, did you have the decoration, the everything needed?
No, the first business, that was ushering. That lady gave us. Yeah, it was ushering, not
ushering,
decor. Yes. We had to get. We made a loss. Of course, I made a loss. Like, I didn't get anything. I ended up putting in some money, but I was so excited because we had done our first gig, you know.
So what was required?
Uniforms, transporting the girls, and of course their facilitation. So, but I was like, we will do this. We have to have a beginning point. So I got the girls, dressed them up, you know, we did the function.
And you did the first function. And it was a success. Though there were challenges, but at least it was a success.
It was a success. They were happy. The girls, because, you know, it was also their first gig, so they were really enthusiastic, you know, like, I'll tell them, do this, make sure you're watching the people, if someone wants a drink. So they really did it well, and it was good.
So from that, what came next? So what was your plan? Remember, after doing your first gig, you need to have a plan. Plan B. Did you just sit and wait for the next event, or?
So now after that event, I started, you know, sharing some photos here and there. We opened an Instagram page, and, you know, we started trying to put the word out there, because now at least we had experience, like they called it. So we started getting referrals. I
like that. After doing your first event, you took pictures. Other people create Instagram posts, other people's pictures.
Exactly. And man, Uganda now, it's crazy. Everyone is using.
You look at the event no gambo no gwenjo kozesa, then you bring her.
And it's a totally different story. Sometimes even see videos, and honestly they're from like Lebanon or something. Yeah, that's how far it has gone.
Yeah.
But we have tried to remain
So you
authentic.
Opened up social media pages, you started posting.
You know, we started reaching out to people here and there, corporate companies. So we started doing gigs, actually. We did a lot of gigs for companies around that time.
Wow, tuchagenda maso nembozi ya Revival Kemigisha. You see how I know the right pronunciation. Revival Kemigisha. Tuchagenda maso nembozi ye katuwumule mbwe tukomawo agenda kutubulira ekintu kino ekya organizing events. Kintu abantu bangi baagala okiyingira naye kyetaagisa ye wa watuuse na challenges ki zakifunyeemu.
Inspire.
Well, welcome back from that short break. Tuchagenda maaso nembozi ya Revival. Just like I told you, program ya Inspire ebera every Sunday saa 12 n'ekitundu ez'akawungeezi, ate bw'oba ogisubiddwa osobola ogiraba ku Lwokuna essaawa 9 ez'olweggulo. Tubeera tubaleetera abawala ab'enjawulo. They share their stories, what they have gone through. We believe that through sharing their stories, if there's anyone going through that exact thing, oli asobola okubeera ng'afunamu ekyokuyiga. There are so many girls out there struggling to start up businesses. They have started up something, ne bagwamu amaanyi ne balemererwa. But I want to tell you nti waliyo abawala myaka gye gimu abakoze ekintu kye kimu ne basucceedinga. So don't say I failed because of my age, because I'm a girl. No, waliyo abakikoze ne basucceedinga. So the best thing to do kubayigirako naawe obeere ng'okola ki ng'okikola. So otandise ofuna aba clients. Amara is looking for what next, what was the plan next. So from ushering, omaze okikubamu ushering, you're now getting clients. What was your next plan?
So ba clients mbafunye mbirabyemu ne challenges ez'enjawulo. For example, kankoyo challenge emu. One time tulina event gye twakola with the loans. So client yali waliwo gentleman yali yatufunira that business, so he was like the middleman. That they paid him full money. So he kept telling us, oh, they've not yet paid. So we came, did the event. So towards the end, he says, let me go withdraw the money from the bank. You're like, kawa. So he goes, nata komao, 10, 11, midnight. Netumukubira, he switched off his phone. So I had to improvise with the ladies. They've come, they've been there the whole afternoon and evening, you know, almost hungry, they've used their transport. So challenge in ushering, nalabamu challenges is enjawulo. And of course, on top of that, it was always limited. You know, there were so many limitations. Sometimes you do functions and people want to, especially men, they want to treat you a certain way. You know how sometimes if are disrespectful. So when alabanga there are those, you know, those challenges, I was like, let me move on, you know. So I start Deco now. So Deco, of course, I still didn't have capital. To be honest, I don't think anyone can make money from ushering, like any decent money for anything. So I'm not discouraging people though, but,
yeah, but
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the truth because they'll give you. So even if you're getting a profit of 20k or 30k, it will never take you anywhere. So I decided to venture into Deco, and now Deco is another thing. I think there I was now out. Yeah, I think there I was now out. So you know, I start. Where is your work? What have you know, Deco really, what have you done? Now it became more serious. So what we did was set up a few small things like Ngabol over here. We just set up something and play with it, take a few photos and videos, upload that, and Neftan Kirao. So we started telling people we can actually do a function. Then we did those small things for also some time. Like I think a big event like a wedding, someone be like, you guys, you don't have machines, you don't have anything. You're probably struggling with your office. So how are you going to do my wedding of 20 million, for example? So it took a while before getting a wedding, a big function. But still I thank God because we got our first corporate function and of a big client.
Your first one?
Our first one, a corporate event, a certain car company. So when the car company came on board, someone, a friend, recommended us. Meanwhile, before really doing anything major, from those small things of like decorating like things for 10 people, small things. It's like these guys, I know them, they will deliver. Like, I know they will deliver. So we get our first client, paying well. The event was at Sheraton. We did it, it was good. Of course, now the rest is history.
So, as you went on growing, what was, you see, such events, pricing, ebera nzibu. Sometimes katingao, they give you an event, you tell them certain money, then nogendo bikola no langa tebibadde tebikwata nanga wasabye oba sente ntono. Was that a challenge to you?
My God. I have incurred losses without number. In these 6 years, I have made losses. We have made a lot of losses. And that's one thing I want to tell people, that losses they're nothing. Because they will be there. To be honest, they will be there. Because everyone will tell you, I was seeing something recently and someone was saying, sweat, but don't let them see your sweat. You know?
Did I see it on your status?
I think you did.
I saw it on your status.
Yes, I think you did. So there's a lot of sweat in the back end that people will never know. So usually, by the time you see someone making, let me say, a profit of like 30 million of a function, and maybe they've charged 100M, and the 30M is profit, trust me, the losses they have made before that are like maybe double.
I know. Such businesses are not easy.
Losses are everywhere, and I just want to encourage. Actually feel like whenever I meet someone who is starting, I want to tell them, don't be afraid of a loss. When you take the loss, when you make a function and it didn't work out, it's okay.
Revival. One thing I know about events, olaba just obo okunganya sente kuva mu bantu nekikubeerera kizibu. Like organizing an event is so stressful.
Yeah.
Starting from the workers you're working with.
Yeah.
To the person who hired you.
Yeah.
Pressure. So how do you handle that pressure?
I have learned to draw peace from within. From within. I love God.
It takes grace, the grace of God.
Yeah, beyond grace. Actually, beyond it's grace and more grace. So no matter what's happening outside, if I can have my peace with God and I know God will work it out, then I am good. And a lot of people who work with me, they keep telling me, but how are you able to contain it? Because I will contain literally anything. Like you've just set up, one time we set up small tents, the rain came. You know the small tents of 100-seater? The wind blew that. And the girls could injure. Everything was just like, the tents broke. I don't know whether there was some things fighting her, but yeah.
It's not funny, but
yeah. So everyone was panicking, people were almost fainting and dying. I told guys, no, God is in control. So the rain stopped at some point. We put things back together. The event happened. Clients, we've had a lot of, every client comes in their own way. They have different upbringings, they're under different conditions, they have different values in life. I mean, sometimes they treat you like you're just there, you know, as if they're doing you a favor. Yeah.
You're now organizing events. I want to know about organizing those expos. Banang. You know, one thing among young girls is fear.
Yeah.
Organizing that big event.
Yeah.
An expo. Then a magazine. I want to know that journey. Okay,
now, first thing is kick fear out. Like literally put fear on the bench and move, you know. So I always tell myself, if I can conceive it on the inside, I will do it. I will do it. If I need to jump up and touch what, I will do it. I will push myself until I do it. So we had the Bridal Expo UG, and starting, of course, because I had never done it before.
Did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, I did. Even the magazine I did.
Why? Why an expo?
An expo. Now the expo we launched last year, 19th December, and it's because I looked back and I realized there is no wedding. How can I explain? Like there is no wedding platform. Like there is no place where someone can come and say, okay, I can find my gown person, I can find my makeup person, I can find my cake person. And because COVID had happened, people are so, dismantled. People have that fear of coming together, so people just see maybe on Pinterest and Instagram. So we decided to do that to be able to bring people together, both the clients, people getting married, and also the vendors. Because maybe I opened in COVID, I sell accessories, wedding accessories, but I've never, maybe I don't have a physical shop, I'm dealing online. So we wanted to create a space where I can bring my jewelry, place it there, and people come and can see it and, you know, also buy.
So at the end of the day, I come at the expo, I get different contacts, I know. I have all these contacts.
Yes, actually the one
Instead
we
of
had...
calling, do you know anyone who does this? Do you
Yes.
know anyone who does this?
Yes, and there might even be, you know, nowadays there are also middle people dealing for people. Like someone can tell you that lady does makeup when she doesn't. Like she has someone she knows. So you're not even sure what service you're going to get, you know, and they post people's work like you said. So the expo was actually a success.
Was it virtual?
Real. It was at the Uganda Museum physical. People came, people made sales, people got services.
So who helps you? Do I know you have employees, I know you're working with people, but I mean these ideas. You need some support. You need someone to believe in you. You need someone to push you. Who pushes you?
God. I can say God, but I also have a few close people who I work with, like our editor for the magazine. Yeah, she's very good.
Also a magazine, production and all that. Didn't you think about it? You're like, this is going to be expensive?
I knew it was going to be expensive, but I had God. I had the leading.
The magazine, why the magazine? There are so many other magazines. Why this?
So still at some point in the middle of COVID, I realized there was a gap. And it's very important to stand in the gap, because when you stand in the gap, you're relevant. So I saw people were struggling to get info about weddings, honestly. I'm going to my wedding, but like you said, I'm calling someone who can give me this, who can do this. So I decided to do something that would put trends, because the magazine is heavily on trends, what is trending, and also bringing vendors. So people advertising there. People doing different services advertise. So the people who buy the magazine can get actually, you know, contact.
In other words, there's always a gap. Try to find that gap, get a solution. So moving to byokozenga tuwumba, time is not on our side. Challenges, Zoe, you mentioned one. How have they been able to build you no kukwongera confidence?
Every challenge has taught me a lesson, and life is like that. There are hurdles. So you find this challenge, you overcome it, you're better, you're stronger. You find the next as you climb. So we faced a number of challenges. I just gave you one, but I remember there's a time we also didn't know about taxation, about filing returns and all that. But we also learned that, you know. So in all these challenges, you keep learning and you keep growing.
I know time is not an answer, but answer this. Your mom, how do you find it working with your mom?
It's lovely. I love working with her because first of all, we live together. So she knows, you know, she knows the ins and outs. So, and she's very flexible. She's very, you know, up to speed. So actually, I think if people could work with their moms, it would be good.
Some people are scared. That's why I asked. So, ngatuumba. Lastly, your last words to girls out there who are struggling to start up something, abagala okujamu events, and where do you see your company in 5 years? Summarize.
Okay. Where I see Ouvre in 5 years, honestly, just wait. But it's going to be the word on everyone's mouth, because we have a lot of things we are working on. We are reinventing ourselves to be more relevant in that time post-COVID, and then we are specifically, you know, focusing on bridging the gap between different service providers, because we know there is a gap there. We are there, but we still see a gap. So we want to put that, you know, in place and have more people find platform. We are basically a platform. My last words to young girls out there: please start. Start. Do not be afraid. Do not fear. And when you face challenges, look for someone who has gone through the same thing, because they've been there, they have experience, so they can advise you. Don't die alone. Look for us. Look for your friends. Look for people who are there.
In other words,
Yeah.
watch Inspire.
Yeah, watch Inspire.
That's all we had for you today. Kansubira obaddeko ne kyoyiga tusisinkane week ejja. But Revival nino mukomyawo. There's a lot to talk about events. There's a lot to talk about. So I know I'll get time mukomyewo. Naye mubere bulungi.